When will you stop being a willing participant in the clown carnival charade that is DC? You're doing exactly what they want you to do. Pit neighbor against neighbor. They got you all fighting over Twinkies and ho-hos while they laugh at you and continue to fleece America at every chance they can. Some of you act as if you don't know that 20% of SNAP and EBT recipients are American citizens who are mentally and physically handicapped, but they still like to eat every month. Some of you act as if you don't know yet another 20% of SNAP and EBT recipients are our senior citizens over the age of 60 who are forced to live on a pittance of $700 to $1,200 a month, as if anyone could, while the government has stolen, fleeced, embezzled, wasted the $2.5 trillion that those very senior citizens invested out of their own paychecks their entire lives to have something to live on in their retirement. You act as if you don't know your taxes don't actually buy the Pop-Tarts that your neighbor's kids are eating for breakfast. Your taxes, the word taxes is really just a mechanism of control they use so they can control what you have in your life, not what anyone else has. The proof is in the evidence that they don't care how much money they collect or don't collect because we have a $37 trillion deficit. If they cared and they needed your tax money, then they wouldn't be spending money to the tune of $37 trillion in the negative. That's obvious proof and evidence. They don't care whether they have real money or not. They're just going to spend it anyway. So technically and truthfully, they don't need your taxes for anything to buy those ho-hos and Twinkies. You all are pathetic. Congratulations on becoming the Americans that they wanted you to become. Not the compassionate, not the neighbor help a neighbor, go in your cupboard, start a food pantry. You know, there's 100 million Americans who had a fucking job 5 years ago who don't have a fucking career today. That's not our fault. I'm one. I had to create and reinvent myself 5 fucking times just so I can try to put some food on my table. And I'm going to tell you what, it's just me and the wife, and it's still a struggle. Thank God our kids are raised, and they didn't totally destroy the middle class before I had a chance to raise my kids and feed them. And I worked every day of it for the last 35 fucking years. But that's okay. I'm not asking you for a breadcrumb. You know, they got you all turned into the person that they wanted you to be. The stingy, self-absorbed American that's all about themselves, man. You act like you don't know that they gave $21.7 billion that isn't real just to fund genocide the last 2 years. You act like you don't know they gave Ukraine $96 billion just to fund their wars over there and to get kickbacks so they could get even richer. What is wrong with you people? This is not the country that our grandparents built despite the global cabal lying and stealing from them at every chance they could. Why don't we prove them wrong? Stop falling for their games and their bullshit and be an American citizen in a community for once. That's the only way this country's ever going to survive until they bleed us all to death and then poison us with the next shenanigans that they pull out of their lab in Wuhan 2 or where the fuck it is. What do I know? I'm just an unemployed trucking biker. Keep it real.